Trump envoy rejects Starmer's Ukraine plan. Sir Keir Starmer, leader of the UK's Labour Party, met with military leaders from the Coalition of the Willing in the UK on Thursday to discuss forming an international force to support a ceasefire in Ukraine. However, Donald Trump's special envoy, Steve Whitcoff, dismissed the proposal, calling it mere posturing. In an interview with pro-Trump journalist Tucker Carlson, Whitcoff criticized Starmer's plan, arguing that it was based on an oversimplified idea that European leaders, including the British Prime Minister, believe they should act like Winston Churchill in facing Russia. Whitcoff also stirred controversy by praising Russian President Vladimir Putin, stating that he admires him and describing him as a very smart person. He revealed that he had met with Putin 10 days earlier, describing the Russian leader as generous and candid. According to Whitcoff, Putin told him he prayed for Trump after last year's assassination attempt and even gifted him a portrait of the former president, which he said clearly moved Trump. During the interview, Whitcoff repeated several Russian narratives, including the claim that Ukraine is a fake state. He also questioned when the world would recognize Russian control over occupied Ukrainian territories. Despite leading U.S. ceasefire negotiations with both Moscow and Kyiv, he was unable to accurately name the 5 Ukrainian regions annexed or partially occupied by Russia. The biggest challenge in this conflict is what they call the 4 regions: Donbas, Crimea, and the others, Whitcoff said, failing to mention Zaporizhia and Kherson, which along with Luhansk, Donetsk, and Crimea form the 5 occupied regions. Whitcoff made several unverified or controversial claims. He stated that Ukrainian forces in Kursk were surrounded, an assertion denied by the Ukrainian government and unconfirmed by open-source intelligence. He also argued that the occupied regions had held referendums where the overwhelming majority voted to join Russia, despite widespread skepticism regarding the legitimacy of these votes. He further asserted that these regions were Russian-speaking, implying that this justified Russian control. However, while many areas in Ukraine have Russian-speaking populations, this has never equated to support for Russian rule. Echoing Kremlin rhetoric, he argued that these areas had always belonged to Russia since World War II, framing this as the root cause of the war.